salmon. Salmon's a fattier fish, trout is a fattier fish. Your white fishes like tilapia or haddock are gonna be really, really low fat, like almost have no fat in them. But I just love the taste of salmon, and it's a healthy fish. And so anyway, and this is about the size that I cut it. And you can weigh it. I have a scale where I normally, anyway, when I'm being really strict, I actually weigh my food after I cook it. And when I put it in the container, I put it on the scale, I even weigh my vegetables. And that's important because it's real easy. You think you're eating within your calorie range, and you add an extra ounce of meat, which is very, very easy to do. Or it's real easy to do overdo your fats. You think you've got a tablespoon of butter, and you've actually got quite a bit more. Weighing it, occasionally weighing your foods, especially when you're being really strict, gets you back to appropriate portion size. It's real easy to lose track of your portions. So I just cut my salmon into serving size, 4 to 5 ounce serving sizes. And I'm eyeballing this, but I'm used to about how much that is. And then I'm gonna bag it, do the same thing. I'm gonna do 3 pieces per bag. And then that Lawry's marinade, or Lawry's, I don't even know how you say it. It's a low fat marinade. So this Hawaiian one, it has 20 calories for 1 tablespoon and 0 grams of fat. So those are the type of marinades that you want to use. You don't want to add fat to your diet when you're trying to get leaner. And there's plenty of flavor there. You're not going to know that there's no fat in there. Salmon's a fatty fish anyway. There's going to be oils that I always pan fry my salmon when I really, because it'll cook in its own oils, and you get that fat that's drizzled in the pan, and you can save that. Anyway, drizzle it all over your vegetables or whatever when you're done cooking it. But those kind of things, you don't want to add fat to your meal if you don't have to. Okay, so I'm just going to add some of this marinade and finish bagging up my salmon, and then I'll get that in the fridge. And when I come back, I will show you how I do my chicken. Chicken's real easy too, but I do all my meats on one day. and then each day when I'm ready to eat, I take a bag out of the freezer. And that's how I keep it simple. If you don't keep it simple, it's going to be really hard to stick to something that's a clean eating diet. Because it's so easy when you get home from the gym or for a long day and your blood sugar is dropping, it's so easy to grab what is already easy. Because it only takes, 5-10 minutes to cook up some salmon in a pan with some vegetables. It doesn't take that long to do it. If you have it prepped and marinated or whatever, if it's right there, you're saying, can I wait 10 minutes longer? Can I cook up this salmon with this vegetables and get my blood sugar up so that I'm not crashing and freaking out and feeling like I need to eat anything? If you don't have your meals prepped, if you don't have your fish prepped, if you don't have it sitting out on the counter, it's frozen, you have to wait for it to defrost. 10 minutes versus 30 to 45 minutes to defrost a piece of fish, that's a huge difference. And you might cheat, you might start binge eating. And so you've got to be prepared, and you've got to make it simple, or it's just not going to work. So when we come back, I'll show you how I prep my chicken. I prep it really easy, same thing. I get all my meats organized in my freezer and labeled, and I just take one out and I decide what I'm putting with a side. Am I going to have it on a salad? Am I going to pair it with a pasta? I always try to have vegetables with my meals when I'm trying to get lean. And I'll start showing you more what my meals look like. And anyway, easy. It has to be easy. Or, when your blood sugar's low, you're going to go nuts. So anyway, I'll come back, show you how I prep my chicken. I'm ready to meal prep my chicken. So this is organic chicken, so it was like twice as expensive. So I've got 2 pieces in each bag. And I'm doing my chicken separate because I do a little bit more to marinate it. How do I feel about organic versus non-organic? If you can buy it, buy it. If you can't, you can't. Do what you can when you can. Obviously, we'd all like to eat the healthiest, best food for us, but you know, I bought organic. None of the other meats that I bought are organic, simply because I'm buying everything at Costco, and Costco doesn't have everything organic where I am. They do have organic chicken breast, and it just so happens that I bought it this time. So when you can, you can. For the chicken, I do something really easy. Chicken has about 2 grams of fat per 4-ounce serving. I go to Walmart and I buy a bunch of different marinade packets, okay? And like this is even a wing rub. It's not even a marinade. And mojito lime, teriyaki, that's also a wing rub. And so for the wing rubs, where's that buffalo? So the buffalo chicken, I just take the packet. Let me just make sure that this is, yep. So you don't even need to add anything to the wing rubs, but I use wing rub on my chicken. And that's all I'm gonna do for that, is just dump the seasoning in the bag. And this chicken is actually still frozen. So I do it with frozen chicken. And I'm just gonna rub it all over the meat. Because you gotta remember, when it's defrosting, it's also gonna be marinating then. But I just kind of rub it into the frozen meat. And then there's one and done. So for the garlic, herb, and wine, so if you read the back, it tells you to add 1/4 cup of oil, 1/4 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of white balsamic vinegar, and then 2 pounds of chicken. I'm not gonna do any of that. We're worried about our fat content. So there's no way I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of oil. And you need to feel that way about the oil too. But I am gonna add lots of flavor. So I have garlic, olive oil, and I get this just from a local store in town. They have a bunch of different vinegars and olive oils. And so I'm going to take this garlic, olive oil, and I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit. That's probably about a teaspoon. And because you really don't need a lot of oil. I'm gonna add some white wine vinegar, and I really don't measure all this stuff. That's a lot of work. But get an idea of what 1/4 cup is before you dump it in. And then I've got some dry sherry, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of that. You don't have to add the dry sherry. It is a white wine mix, but you know, that really tastes good as an extra flavor for your sauces or your marinades, to add that in. Okay, so, and my baby's singing in the background, if you can hear her. She's in the back bedroom singing. Anyway, so once again, I'm just gonna rub this in. And actually, this one had a little bit of water to it for the marinade, so I am gonna add some water just so that it mixes up well. And then, Laura, just a minute. She just told me she needs to be wiped. But I'm not re-recording this. We're gonna go with it, okay? This is what live is like. I'm live right now, okay? And I'm not redoing this. Okay, so then I have my mojito lime marinade, and it's got 1/4 cup of oil, 2 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and 2 pounds of chicken. Laura, I will in just a minute. I'm recording. I'm a mom, okay? This is what it's like. Okay, I'm just gonna do this real quick. I'll show you how fast I can get this done. Okay, so I've got my mojito lime, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of water and a tiny bit of this garlic olive oil. Okay, and then I am gonna grab apple cider vinegar so that I get some different flavors going on here. And just a little bit of that. And